Hello! Hello, everybody! Welcome to this week's Wisdom Wednesday. My name is Kristen Gear. I am the Director of Operations for BNI Arizona, and each week I provide a weekly education called Wisdom Wednesday that counts as one chapter education for watching. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this week's edition. Couple reminders, guys. If you haven't completed your tips for success sessions for your new roles, please make sure to do so. I went ahead and emailed each individual member that still needed to complete it this past Friday and Monday. So if you received an email from me about completing the tips for success session, that means I don't have you logged as completing it. So we want to make sure to wrap all of that stuff up, get everyone completed, set everyone up for success for the new year, for your new roles. If you guys have any questions, make sure to either reach out to your director or myself. We're both here, happy to help support you guys any way that we can. We've got amazing stuff happening around town. We've got several new chapters in the mix of launching chapters, our current chapters. Make sure that you're posting your upcoming open business days on this page, guys. It's a great way to build visibility for your chapter events. And it could potentially attract some potential visitors as well. There's over 9,000 people on this page, so take advantage of posting on this page. When you're posting about your open business day, include a list of some of the top categories your chapter is looking to fill, as well as post where and when your chapter meets, so that way it's super clear of where the event is and everything going on. Speaking of events, we do have our end of the year celebration coming up on Friday, November 8th, so it's less than a month away. It is going to be the biggest, it is every year, our biggest networking event of the year. So you don't want to miss the signups. Every year, the last 2 weeks, the signups go super, super fast. So if you already know that you can make it and you're going to attend, get your ticket now. So we're going to have a ton of open networking opportunities. It'll be a little bit of recognition and a whole lot of fun. So we've got our 360 booth that's going to be there, who's an amazing member from BNI Connectors. We've got photographer, videographer, it's going to be incredible. So lots and lots of fun. There'll be drinks, little snacks, all that fun stuff. We'll be doing a lot of recognition for our chapter awards. We'll also be recognizing all of the members of the year. So all of you that got your nominations in, right? Because it was due on Friday. All of those will be pulled and the winners will be announced at the celebration. Also, we have an incredible list of members that are new to hit the Gold Club, the Platinum Club, and the Titanium Club for sponsoring new members into BNI over the lifetime of their BNI history. So the Gold Club is sponsoring 6 or more new members into BNI, whether it's their chapter or another chapter. Platinum is 15 or more new members into BNI, and then we have 8 incredible people in our Titanium Club, who have sponsored 30 or more new members over the lifetime of BNI. We'll be doing all of that special recognition at the end of year celebration. So again, you don't want to miss all of the fun stuff that we're going to be talking about at that event. Today, guys, so I was just at Westside Power Partners today, and I did a mentor moment all around substitutes. And I think this would actually be a really good topic for more people to hear than just that chapter. So when it comes to substitutes, guys, if you can't make a chapter meeting, because with the attendance, so how the attendance sits right now, the policy, you're allowed 3 absences in a 6-month period to where no one is sitting in your seat. Now, when it comes to substitutes, our substitute guideline now states, because it did update for the new year, so if you didn't know this, this is good for everyone to know. Our substitute guideline, instead of having a number associated with it, because last year, or last BNI year, it was 3 absences and 3 substitutes every 6 rolling months. Now, this year, they have updated, so BNI Corporate updated the chapter operations manual, so the attendance is still 3 absences. That has not changed. However, with substitutes, it does say now, instead of 3, it does say that substitutes should be used minimally. So really big thing, guys, is that the best person to be at the chapter meeting representing your business is you. So sending a substitute should be like last case resort, because you should always be at your weekly meeting. When I represented my massage business, I had 2 substitutes in 10 years representing my business. And part of like creating that visibility, I tripled my business in BNI. You have to show up to win, guys. It's not just having your name on the roster that doesn't give you that visibility, right? So you have to show up to actually win. Best person to represent your business is yourself. Outside of that, having a substitute is way better than being absent and having your business not represented at all. However, planning your substitute is key, guys. Chapters, I'm going to tell you this right now. The worst substitutes are visitors that show up at sign-in. If you are a visitor host or leadership team, if you have visitors coming into your meeting, do not ask them on the spot to substitute for a member. Do not do that. It's like inviting someone to a party and asking them to take out the trash. Don't do that. That's the worst. If someone's not mentally prepared to substitute and give someone else's presentation, please do not put them on the spot. Even if they're a BNI member from another chapter, maybe they just want to enjoy themselves and do a normal visit. So please, if someone is at your sign-in table, do not approach them to substitute for a member. Substitutes should be planned in advance, guys. If they're not able to find a substitute in advance, that's why we have the absences available. So that's why we have those 3 absences. So if someone does register ahead of time, and let's say it's a BNI member that might be a repeat visit to your chapter, you can reach out ahead of time to see if they can substitute, but not at the sign-in check-in. That's the worst time to have someone fill in as a substitute, because you want the substitutes to be prepared to represent that member. And members, you should want your substitute to be prepared, because that substitute is there on your behalf representing your business. So your visibility and credibility is affected by the person that's delivering the information, regardless of what the attendance piece says. You want someone that is going to be there to represent you and your business to the best of their ability. Asking someone last minute to substitute for you is not a great option for a substitute. So plan your substitutes, guys. It really is important to make sure that your visibility is on point when you're not there. Because one of the keys to success is visibility, credibility, and profitability. Visibility is the key piece. And if your substitute isn't prepared, or they stand up and say, hey, I'm here substituting for Dave today, and they didn't give me anything to say about them and their business. What? I see that often, guys. So here's a couple key things when it comes to substitutes. 1, plan ahead. 2, register them for the meeting so that way they get the meeting reminders, so that way they do show up. Occasionally, substitutes forget that they are supposed to be there to substitute for you. So registering them helps with that. Number 3, prepare your substitute. Prepare them with a presentation, one of the weekly presentations about your business, and make sure that it's timed correctly. The worst thing is sending a substitute a long presentation, and if your chapter has 25 seconds to deliver the information, if you give them something that's going to take them a minute and a half to deliver, depending on how fast that they talk, that's not going to be great for your visibility, right? So make sure that your presentation length matches how much time your chapter has. Because when a substitute is standing up, they're reading the script that you gave them. If it's super long and they're continuously being dinged by the timer as they're going through it, anything that they say after that ding, people aren't paying attention. So it's not creating positive visibility for you and your business if they are not prepared. And one of those pieces of being prepared is making sure that the presentation length matches the time of the presentation for your specific chapter. So I'd recommend, one, creating a couple sample scripts for your weekly presentation. So that way, if you do need a sub, you can send them one of your prepared scripts. Two, with those prepared scripts, time it. If you are a fast talker, maybe shorten the script a little bit, because if your substitute isn't a fast talker like you, it's going to extend the time that it takes them to deliver the information about you and your business. So one of the things is making sure that the substitutes are prepared so that way it gives you the most positive visibility and credibility when you're not at the meeting. Because if you, one, don't give them a presentation, yikes, like that's really bad, guys. You want to make sure they're prepared. Don't assume that a substitute can just wing your presentation about your business because they know your industry. That is the worst thing to do, guys. Always prepare your substitutes. Don't allow a substitute to wing a presentation about your business. Make sure that they have your information. Make sure that they have your tagline so that way they are 100% prepared to deliver the information for your business. So I'm glad that Westside Power Partners had me deliver some information about this topic today, because it was the perfect thing to bring up for Wisdom Wednesday today. So again, guys, make sure to plan and prepare your substitutes whenever you can't make it. But again, the best person to represent your business inside your chapter meetings is yourself. Always view your meetings as your number one client of the week. You want to schedule everything around it, because that's where you get to educate your sales team of who to look for, who to listen for every single week. So if you had the most important meeting of the week, who would you, like your number one client, who would you want in that meeting representing you and your business? Like, it's something to think about, right? So a lot of times we just plug in a substitute because we're worried about the attendance aspect, but really we need to look more into it as what is going to be the best visibility and credibility for me and my business, and how it's affecting how my business looks in my chapter meeting. So don't just look at it as an attendance benefit, but really look into planning and creating a game plan, in essence, for the substitute to make sure that your business is set up for success when you aren't there. So if you have any questions about this, let me know, guys. But of course, make sure to go and log one, Chapter Education, for watching today, and go to the BNI Arizona calendar. So bniarizona.com. Click on the calendar link, go sign up for the end of year celebration. Again, it's going to be the biggest networking event of the year. You don't want to miss it, guys. So looking forward to seeing you all there. And yeah, have a great day, guys. We'll see you next week.